Okay, let's dive into this. When you order something online for yourself, it's usually pretty simple, right? Click, pay, done.
Yeah, designed to be easy.
But B2B, order management, business to business, it's a whole different world.
Completely different planet.
We're talking massive orders, maybe custom pricing that's different for every single client.
Right. Negotiated deals.
Shipping to tons of different locations, often on these really tight scheduled timelines. It gets complicated fast.
Oh, absolutely. And the pressure on these B2B companies is just intense these days. They need speed, they need total accuracy, and they need to see everything happening in the supply chain.
Like complete visibility.
Exactly. And our source material, it really hammers on these points. Things like fulfillment delays, inventory getting totally chaotic, different systems not talking to each other. These are huge, huge problems.
But okay, here's the interesting part, the potential upside. The source actually puts a number on it.
Oh.
It says businesses that get modern order management right can boost operational efficiency by up to 30%.
30%? Wow, that's not small change.
No way. That's a serious transformation.
It really shifts how a business runs,
Tush.
From constantly putting out fires to actually having a smooth, proactive operation. And it's not just about internal stuff either.
Right. Which brings us to what we're doing here today. We want to unpack this whole complex B2B order landscape. We're digging into the source material to really understand, okay, what are the biggest headaches B2B companies face? And more importantly, what are the fixes? How can they actually get those efficiency gains?
Exactly. And the source is super clear. B2B is not just bigger B2C. The whole structure is different.
Okay, so
Well, think frequent, high-volume repeat orders versus maybe one-off smaller buys. Complex pricing you negotiate versus just fixed prices online. Multiple approval steps versus clicking buy now.
and shipping to maybe dozens of addresses, not just one home address.
Precisely. So trying to use B2C ideas or B2C systems for that, that's where a lot of the trouble starts, according to the source.
Okay, so that leads right into the challenges it flags.
Yeah.
What are some of the big ones that pop up when systems aren't really built for B2B?
Well, one of the biggest, and it's kind of amazing it's still so common, is just relying on manual stuff for orders.
Like emails and spreadsheets.
Exactly. Emails, spreadsheets, phone calls. The source shows how that directly leads to mistakes, delays, and you just can't scale it up. Another huge pain point is not knowing what inventory you actually have in real time.
The visibility problem again.
Yeah. If you don't have accurate, up-to-the-minute data on what's where, you end up promising stuff you can't deliver or missing ship dates. It's inevitable.
And that lack of visibility must just ripple outwards.
Right.
Affects everything else.
Totally. Like, you can't route orders intelligently if you don't know your real stock levels across different warehouses or even with partners.
Makes sense.
The source also points to problems in the actual physical fulfillment, the picking, packing, shipping side. Delays there can be internal bottlenecks, sure, but
Right.
also just not being connected smoothly with your shipping companies.
And underlying a lot of this, silos, systems not talking.
That's a huge one. CRM, ERP, warehouse systems, shipping software. If they're all separate islands, making good decisions is incredibly hard. Data silos are the enemy here.
And ultimately, the customer feels all of this friction, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. The source is really emphatic about that. Messy internal order management means a bad customer experience, period.
So fulfillment mistakes, delays, that's not just an internal headache.
Nope, it's lost sales, damaged relationships. Customers hate being left in the dark about their order status. That kills trust. And if they get inconsistent info ordering through different channels because your systems are disconnected, super frustrating for them.
Yeah, you lose loyalty fast in the B2B world that way. Okay, so let's flip to solutions. How does the source say businesses should tackle this complexity?
It really boils down to using technology smartly and fixing the processes. First step, automate that order entry and workflow. Get rid of the manual steps. That cuts errors way down and speeds things right up.
Foundational.
And critically, integrate your inventory systems. Get that real-time visibility we keep talking about.
So you actually know what you can promise.
Exactly. And using smart order management software isn't just about tracking. It's about setting up rules to automatically route orders based on inventory, cost, maybe customer needs.
Makes sense. Optimize the routing logic.
Right. The source also talks about optimizing the physical side, better picking strategies, smart packaging, maybe even using distributed fulfillment, like smaller warehouses closer to customers.
And the source mentioned choosing modular systems to adapt later.
Yes, great point. For scalability, so you're not stuck rebuilding everything in a few years. And then integrate everything. CRM, ERP, fulfillment. Get that true end-to-end view. Break down those silos.
And it's not just your own tech, right? Partnerships matter too.
Definitely. Building good relationships with fulfillment partners, suppliers. You don't have to do it all yourself. Partners can add capacity and make you more resilient.
Okay, so wrapping this up, B2B order management is, yeah, undeniably complex, way more than just buying a book online.
For sure. Magnitude's more complex.
But the sources we looked at, they lay out a pretty clear path. It's about building that strong tech foundation, automation, integration.
Optimizing how things actually move physically and working smart with partners.
And the big takeaway isn't just, smoother internal operations. Fixing these issues directly improves the customer experience.
Which, as the source really drives home, is everything for keeping customers loyal and protecting your brand's reputation in a tough market.
Absolutely.
So maybe here's something for you, the listener, to think about after this deep dive. Just how much of your company's competitive edge might actually be tied up, maybe even hidden, in how efficient and visible your B2B order management process really is, or isn't.
Next driver.